Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the big show, the Big 3 DFS show. I'm Al Walsh. Give me a follow out there on Twitter at 14a.walsh. As always, on a Sunday, joined by the money man, Adam Wagner from the 18.
What's up?
What's up, guy?
How are you, man? How are you, Al? What's going on, man?
Doing all right. Basically pushed this storm out to the Atlantic Ocean, so we're good here.
I asked if you were dry out there.
Yeah, I used my Zeus powers for this storm, and, we're good. I saved the East Coast, so if you're looking to thank anyone on the East Coast, you can thank me.
Yeah, and, I threw my raiding powers in down here in Texas, that raiding thunder god.
It's not like you didn't do anything,
Little, very little. But anyways, who else we got with us? Look at this other grizzly guy.
Look at that sweet man right there. Chris
Yeah,
Sweet.
I'm with
Chris
that. I was
Sweet
expecting to be,
Sweet fantasy coming
I
at
was expecting to be
us
shoveling
from
buckets of water out.
Say that again, Sweet. We completely missed all of that.
Because you were talking.
I was, I'm with Al. I was expecting to be shoveling buckets of water out of my living room this morning, but luckily we pushed that thing, Joaquin Phoenix out to the river or out to the ocean, so we should be all right.
I love Joaquin Phoenix's appearance on David Letterman a couple years ago. That was pretty badass. That was great. Now, it's not even about inches, It's about girth and wind of the storm. No, I mean, you know what it is? We're probably still going to get some flooding. But, they were talking about like 30 inches of rain, that type of thing going on. But I think we're going to be fine, If anything hits Jersey, it won't be until Tuesday, so I guess that would put Maryland at Monday tomorrow. So, I don't think we're getting any. I'm no meteorologist, but, we're good.
No Bob Ryan.
Jim Cantor.
Hey, Chris, in Maryland, are you right on the shoreline, or are you, like, a little inland?
I'm a little inland. We actually got a lot of flooding in Frederick where I live on, I think, Wednesday. I got a friend who actually did have a couple feet down, go down to his basement, so it was pretty real out here. If we would have got that storm, it would have been pretty nasty. So luckily, we're kind of dry. We're going to watch some football today. So
hell yeah,
saved it.
Yeah, you're all welcome but my favorite thing about about the whole storm and if the power goes down, then that means I have a great excuse to eat cold beefaroni straight out of the can for a couple of days. So, I mean, you win some and you lose some, right?
Beefaroni and liquor, man.
Well, I like the beer, water, and beefaroni. I mean, if that's not a good weekend, I don't know what is. Now, speaking of good weekends, we're gonna try to make everybody have we're gonna try to give everybody a good weekend here.
Hopefully, none of our viewers left off of a sick stomach.
I don't know. I mean, that's the kind of thing that you want to hear about on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. Got football at 9:30. Everyone's already been drinking since 2 hours ago.
I say these things on a Sunday.
What of it?
I say that these kind of things on a Sunday so people can pray for me. We'll let them have it. All right, let's get into the slate real quick. A lot of injury news that we got to break down.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck, he's been ruled out. My phone is doing ape shit with all sorts of alerts right now. Now, basically, Andrew Luck being out, that causes some elevation to Matt Hasselbeck. Is anybody going to have any Matt Hasselbeck today?
No.
Nah.
Even against the Jacksonville team. You won't have...
It's probably a smart GPP play, but I'm probably not going to do it.
All right.
No, anybody that comes out and says we're going to take the ball and win, and then let's fix it. No. Sorry,
no, that doesn't do it for you, no? Now, I got a trivia question for you I heard on TV today. This is pretty good. There's only 3 players in the NFL that have been right now that are active that have been in the NFL since 1998. Which 3 are those?
Charles Woodson.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There's one.
And Peyton Manning. And Matt Hasselbeck.
Damn, you must have been watching the same TV show.
No, I didn't, actually.
That was really quick.
Was one of them since you brought it up, but
yeah.
All right, show enough. All right, in this game now, I understand that no luck probably means less catching yards, more running yards, perhaps. Anybody now? All right, so I had T.Y. Hilton all week. I thought that this was going to be a great play all week. Is everybody taking T.Y. Hilton out of the lineup now, or is there still some value for him?
Well, I don't know. Like I was in I'm in a FanDuel contest, not DK this week. So I started Moncrief, so I'm stuck with Moncrief.
Oh yeah.
Moncrief was you had Hilton. You were big on Hilton this week. I was big on Moncrief as my sleeper play. He has just as much targets. He had just as much targets as Hilton did last week. And he's the most targeted wide receiver in that trio, or that platoon, if you want to call it. But yeah, Luck going out, that's big news to everybody. I'm hoping that everybody in my Thursday to Monday contest for FanDuel had Luck, or most people did, rather. Gotta wait for those injury reports, man. Big,
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, I had Hilton in a lot of lineups too. I think I'm going to leave him in one or two just as a flyer, but I'm taking him out of most of the lineups.
For sure. All right, so now part of the reasoning with a lot of people taking Jacksonville this week is because you're going to go up against a high-powered offense in Andrew Luck and a very weak defense in Indianapolis. I know Vontae Davis, he could lock up Allen Robinson. Does that open up more targets for Allen Hurns today?
Ooh.
I like Allen Hurns.
I think Robinson gets beat. I don't think people can check Robinson on this team, man. I think Indianapolis has had some problems in their secondary. I think Bortles, he's young, but I think he has the skill to to be able to find the holes in the defense and pick them apart. Find those vulnerabilities. Chris, what do you think?
I like a Bortles Hearn stack today, just because Vontae Davis, as bad as that defense has been, he's still pretty good corner, and I think he's going to give a lot of attention to Allen Robinson today. But Allen Robinson could definitely blow up. He seems like he's turned into one of those players that's kind of like Vincent Jackson a few years ago. You're just not really sure.
Yeah, he's the most targeted.
Yeah, so I don't know. I got kind of a little bit of a hunch that Hearns is going to get in there today with less tension on him.
I love me some Hearns today, and especially on DraftKings. I believe 3,900 is the price point on this fella. So I'm going to take a chance on him in a couple lineups, and there is nothing any of you can do about it.
I'm not going to talk you out of it, man.
It's all mine. Another fantasy gold game that we got today. New York Giants at Buffalo Bills. Bills 6-point favorites in this one. Over under 46.5. I've been talking about Odell Beckham all week. Can anybody talk me down off this ledge?
I'm not talking you down off the ledge. You got me up on the ledge. No.
I can't do that.
We're jumping together, baby.
Yeah, I mean, listen, one of the things I've read this week, Stephen Gilmore, could do. No, it's Odell Beckham. There's a reason that he's priced at 9,100 on DraftKings. Yeah, going to be expensive, but guess what? I love the fact that we're going to get a couple one-on-one matchups today. 2 dongs. I had amazing dongs in college football in Oklahoma yesterday. I had 2 TDs coming out of Kenneth Farrow. I had Alan Lazard even getting back in the end zone. So I'm all about the dongs this weekend. Again, football speaking, no.
Yeah, we got you.
No other thing.
We got you.
All right, so now Carlos Williams, a guy that's probably going to be 70, 80% owned today. Going to give you some salary relief. Is anybody? You going to have any lineups where you don't have them?
No, he's in my lineup. For that price, man, why not, dude? He gets you Odell Beckham Jr. in the game for the wide receiver, as well as a decent quarterback that can just sling it. We're talking to Red Rifle here, baby. At 7, I think Red Rifle's 7,000 or 77. Just still no respect for this guy, man. All he's doing is just having a phenomenal first month of the NFL campaign, and he's still priced very low.
Yeah, I got him in a stupid amount of lineups going today. Sweet, anybody else in the Giants-Bills game?
Yeah, actually, I've got Percy Harvin in a lot of lineups today. With Sammy Watkins out, he's pretty low priced, and he's quietly been really good this year. So, yeah, I got Harvin going a little bit, and I do got Carlos Williams in my cash lineups, but I'm actually gonna fade him for GPP just because of the ownage.
Yeah, to that, and then
are giving up the second worst pass defensive. They are the second worst pass defense in the NFL. So
yeah, I think their run D. I'm not exactly sure there statistically, but I think they are a little better than they get credit for. They did a decent job against Dallas. They did run the ball a shit ton. So But, not too many big gains got broken off. The Eagles game, that was just a debacle. And, I'm sorry, wrong game. I'm getting messed up on it because I'm trying to go to my next point. But I know nobody's mentioned T-Mobile yet, so got to have him in some lineups today. But if we have T-Mobile in a lineup, I'm not going to have Carlos Williams in a lineup. Just,
right.
You don't want to have the two there. You're not going to win any money that way unless they hang like 64 on the Giants. But I do not see that happening today. I'm shocked that Vegas has them at a 6-point favorite in this, especially with Watkins out of the lineup and McCoy out of the lineup. Still a pretty fairly high total on this game. One of the higher ones on the slate. I'm more on the Giants side than the Bills.
Same here. I don't think Taylor can take this team, especially, what are they giving 6 now? I think that's the updated line. Yeah. Buffalo's given 6. I don't see Taylor taking this team to victory today. I don't give a shit if it's in Buffalo.
Buffalo. We're going to Buffalo.
I remember this guy, Tyrod Taylor, in Baltimore, and sure, he has playmaking ability, but he does not have the moxie. I guess that's the word. That's the buzzword going around the NFL this month. The moxie is not there for Taylor to lead this team. I know the Giants' defense is shite, but so is the Bills. The Giants are the second worst, but the Bills are the worst. Surprisingly enough, they have the worst pass defense. A Rex Ryan coach team with a bad defense. Shocker. Anyways, go get Eli Manning. Maybe, I don't know. He's a little out there, but you definitely want to have. He's a little up there with Price, but OBJ, he is a must. He's going to be targeted at least 12 times this game. At least 12 targets to OBJ.
Yeah, I was reading something this week, and they came up with the point of, Buffalo, the only reason that their pass defense is, looks so bad is because they played the Patriots and the Colts. Well, guess what? The Giants could throw the ball too. They're no slouch. So, you have one of the best wide receivers in the game coming in here. Definitely due for a nice little day here. And just a little point on the game too. Don't forget, we're probably going to have a lot of Big Blue Nation in the stands in Buffalo today. It is New York, and you're going to have Big Blue tours. They do travel very well. I know a lot of my friends are on all that kind of stuff, so definitely going to see a big Giants presence in the building today.
Are there any weather concerns today, or that kind of passed with the storm going out?
Cloudy. It looks good there.
I think we got some clouds, but we should be all right. If anybody has anything different, let us know so we don't sound like complete asses.
One last guy to add on to your points is Larry DeMal as a grab, a sleeper grab there at like under 3,000 on DraftKings. Yeah, on DraftKings.
Well, see, the Giants are like 12th in the NFL, with 253 yards per game so far. So they can definitely throw the ball. That's passing yards only. Their their ground attack has been dismal, to say the least. They're definitely all their production is through the air. Most of their production is through the air. The Giants can throw the ball. Yeah, we just showed you that they can throw the ball, man. God, no respect, the G-men ever.
Settle respect. All right, let's get to another game. Atlanta and Houston. Line on this one coming down a little. I like it because I got Houston in this one today for my 4-for-4 pool pick league. So we got Atlanta 5.5-point favorites here. 47.5 over/under. I know a lot of people like a lot of things in this game, and we must welcome back. Let's give him some applause. Arian Foster is back in the lineup today. Welcome back, guy. I like this guy. One of my favorite players in the NFL. So, I know he's not going to get a shit ton of carries, but, I think it'll be good for the Texans to have him back. That'll probably give him a little kick in the ass here.
I like his poetry a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a
poetry guy. He learned how to write at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Have either of you guys ever written a poem for the affection of a woman before? Now, I'm not saying for your class, but for the affection of a woman. You wrote a poem.
Yes, I'm married.
Jesus. Good. Well, good. If that's what that means, then I don't want to get married. If being wrong is right, then I don't want to be
right. I'm cultured. I have a soft side. I love
I'm trying to hit the mute button.
Man, you really making my fingers, man. God. No, I mean I get it. I write poems to my wife. I mean it's all about embracing your inner soft side, right?
Chris, please come with something else.
I've dined with kings and queens, and I've slept in the alleys and ate porks and beans. That's my best poem. Dusty Roads. American Dream.
God.
I had read a couple poems for classes one time, but like I wasn't trying to woo anyone. I was trying to like make people laugh, and then I wrote one about 9/11, and people cried, and I was like, all right, you know what? I should probably take another class next semester.
Jesus.
So yeah, I know. Well, it was a cool idea. I wrote a poem about a guy's point of view who's on like the top floor of the World Trade Center. After all that happened.
Well, that's a little deep.
Oh my God! It was like people were like, "What the hell, man?" I didn't want to do that, but if I do something, I want to, I want you to
enlighten people or something.
I want you to be like, "Whoa, all right, well," and then here I am doing the show, and people are like, "Enough already, let's go, hurry!" All right.
Well, maybe you should go back to death poetry. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. All right. Back to the football game. All right, so like we were saying, 47.5 total in this one. Julio and Matt Ryan, are they the top combo today?
They have been the past month. I don't know why they wouldn't be. Until you can prove, don't fix it if it ain't broke. Until you can prove them wrong, I definitely think they're the favorite. Eli and OBJ is going to have a great day. We've already covered that, but these two. Julio Jones catches stuff that's, up in Saturn. You know what I mean? This guy comes down with everything, which is shocking because he's getting almost every target. No, Roddy White.
Yeah.
I don't even know where Roddy White's at.
No.
He is on the active roster. I could have sworn I did some research and saw him on there and drafted him as a late keeper late keeper back in like the 12th round in my season league. It's just ridiculous. He's not getting any looks. Hankerson, he's not getting hardly any look. I think he caught a touchdown over the middle 2 weeks ago.
But he's getting a couple looks.
Leonard Hankerson's a 2 there right now because of Shanahan.
Now and then he gets some looks, but I mean, seriously, Julio Jones, he's getting like 20 targets a game.
Yeah, he's unstoppable.
Yeah,
20 targets a game, Julio Jones. I don't know if he's not in your lineup.
I could put him in over OBJ today. I could, but I want to stray away from the herd. Now I
want to stray away from the Texans. I mean, it's still you're talking about the Texans defense. I know Kansas City made them look foolish in week 1, but it's the Houston Texans defense. They can put a hurting on you, and they can disrupt any type of offensive flow, and at least that's what I believe. So I kind of want to stay away. I'm reluctant to play the Matt Ryan, Julio Jones combo, even though they're the number 1 tandem out there right now.
All right. If I'm gonna have anybody in this game, and this is kind of crazy, because you know how I like going with like a cheap quarterback or a cheap pitcher or something like that. I don't think Ryan Mallett is the worst play in the world today. He should have tore up the Bucs last week, but he didn't. Really not doing. He hasn't gotten over 20 fantasy points a game in this one, but. In a total with 47.5, going up against Atlanta, it's gonna be a close game. We know this, so I might take a shot at Ryan Mallett for $5,000 on DraftKings. Why not?
I'm taking Ryan Mallett in a few lineups,
and especially because I know. I'm sorry, but if you have DeAndre Hopkins, who I know is a very popular play today too, I would go with that.
Yeah, I like that stack a lot today. I think Hopkins could end up being the top wide receiver this week. And
Atlanta can't cover anybody.
No, the Atlanta defense. Wagner. I think you mentioned it on the Wednesday show. I mean, what are they giving up? Like 285 yards a game in the air, or something like that.
It's pretty all. It's sad. Let me pull those stats for you right now.
So bad.
It's pretty awful. Pass yards. Atlanta has given up 282 yards per game.
If Mallett can get Hopkins the ball, those two will have a big day. I mean, therein lies the problem. But yeah, I think Ryan Mallett at the minimum 5,000 on DraftKings. He'll be in some GPP lineups. If he blows up, he's going to win some people some money.
Yeah, I mean, you get $5,000 for your quarterback. There's so much room for other activities, you know.
Yeah, did we just become best friends?
Do you like guacamole?
That's where you guys playing, man. Let's tell our viewers what to look for out there.
What games we're playing today?
What type of contest you guys going to get into? Maybe some primetime games tonight?
I did. I got a couple in the Millionaire Maker, and then I do a lot of 50-50s today, but high-price 50-50s, so $25 ones, $50 ones. Those have generally been working out pretty good. So, if I don't win any of the big tournaments or anything like that, then I have a nice little safety valve there with the 50-50s.
Kind of like jumping into the safety cargo net at the bottom of the trampoline line or whatever.
Not the rape one without the windows, but the one that has many windows on it.
God, I really need to. There they are. They're Matt Hasselbeck and Andrew Luck sitting there taking a jog around the field, warming up. Andrew Luck obviously is giving Matt Hasselbeck all the knowledge that he can give. I mean, Hasselbeck's a veteran, dude. I think he understands.
Hasselbeck started a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
Sure did. I thought you were gonna say he was giving him a running handy, but okay, whatever. Anyway. Go on.
Oh, I'm done. I'm
playing.
I saw a little lap, a little jog around the field, so I just thought it was nice and cute and poetic and everything. So
the contest I'm playing today, I'm gonna play a 1 o'clock only 50-50 and all day 50-50, and then I'm gonna play a lot of GPPs. I got a Million Maker in there. I got a lot of little quarter arcade ones in there, so I could throw a whole bunch of lineups in. So
nice.
Now, Chris, what's the advantage of playing the the 1 o'clock only?
Well, you get your money at 4 o'clock if you win. Is one thing, and you can just on 50-50, you can play it really safe and have a pretty good shot at winning money every week. I've been having real good success with that 1 o'clock only lineup.
So would you say 1 o'clock only contests are good contests for DFS players that are just getting into the to the event or getting into the scene, the arena, or trying to maybe
I think 1 o'clock. I think that's a good point. I think that's a really good point. 1 o'clock only lineups. You play some and get in those beginner contests where you can beginner 50-50s, 1 o'clock only. You can be pretty safe. You can use the knowledge you've got from playing season-long fantasy. And you don't have to worry too much about all the algorithms and analytics and grab too many of the deep sleepers because you just want to be safe in those ones. And you throw, Cam Newton in there today with, some of the other, like Jamal Charles, something like that. And just build your lineup around them. You'll probably be okay.
It's a good point. Good point. That's why we brought it up.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All right. Another game I love today on the docket, Kansas City, Cincinnati. Cincinnati, 3.5-point favorite. Money line, -175. I don't know why I added that, but over-under 45 in this one. I know it's a low total. I don't really give a shit. I think there's going to be a lot of points coming in this one today. Whole lot of that. And we got to start it off with the Red Rifle. Me, Wags, everybody on the face of the earth has been talking about him all week. Going up against the worst pass defense in the NFL right now. Listen, Dalton, he's the second best quarterback rating, fantasy-wise, whatever. He's just below Aaron Rodgers. Let's have some Red Rifle today, and especially for that suppressed price of $5,700 on DraftKings. Gotta lock him up with A.J. Green today. But if you're not going with A.J. Green, you want to get real crazy. I don't think Marvin Jones or Mohamed Sanu are bad plays here either.
I mean, they're not in my line. I think the number one is obviously it's Green to Dalton or Dalton to Green. Sanu is either hit or miss. He goes off. You know what I mean? Like he'll either have 4 catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, or he won't even get looked at. Another guy. I don't know. I don't want to steal the thunder of anybody, but that tight end on Cincinnati, he's looking pretty damn good, right?
Oh yeah, Mr. Eifert.
Yeah, I don't want to break the bread. I don't want to leak it. Is somebody going to talk about this guy, or can I just go ahead and take it away?
You can have it, man.
I don't know, Eifert, man, Eifert rather. This guy, he's a lock, dude. Whenever you can get this guy in your lineup, he's Andy Dalton's red zone moneymaker. This guy gets it. He gets he's 10 targets in the red zone this year so far. That's good enough for me, man. I'd take him. He's great.
Yeah.
I think he's the second. I think besides AJ Green, I think Eifert gets the second amount of looks. Well, it does. That's what's on the stat sheet here.
Yeah, when I, doing more research, I really liked AJ Green going, all week in that, and a little more research came to mind here. I understand that KC works against the pass. Now, Sean Smith coming back for Kansas City this week could be a little hindrance to AJ Green, but AJ Green had that monstrous week last week, and his price on DraftKings is making me a little weary now that I look at it. I believe $7,600 there on DraftKings. Not too sure why he's not priced like a Julio Jones or like a ODB. Guys that are at $9,000. He's at $7,600. He's priced like a Keenan Allen, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I don't.
No respect, man.
The price tag is making me a little weary on this. That's kind of what's doing maybe an Eifert or maybe a Sanu or Marvin Jones there, but I think I'm gonna have more without AJ Green than I did at the beginning of the week.
Okay, I can see that. I look at the price tag, him being that low, and I look at it as steal.
Right.
Especially with Dalton in my lineup, I have to have AJ Green at that price. 8,400 on FanDuel. What's he on DraftKings? You said
7,600.
7,600. Yeah, that's a great little price to have. You can get a lot of talent in your lineup with that.
Yeah.
What's the drop off between? I'm curious. What's the drop off between AJ Green and Sanu?
Sanu will be coming in at where you at? Sanu is at 3,100. Marvin Jones 3,800, and Eifert is at 4,600.
Yeah. So I think you can get some. I think you can get at least two targets from the Cincinnati Bengal aerial assault. Right. I think that can look good for you. I think it's going to work out well, actually, especially with Dalton coming off with 8 touchdowns and 1 interception. This guy, Kansas City's giving up 287 yards a game. I don't know why AJ Green is just priced so low, but to me, it's not making me reluctant or deterring me from taking him. I just think it's a steal.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. You look at AJ Green's game log. Yes, he is an unbelievable receiver, but first 2 games of the season, nothing great. He did get himself in the end zone in week 2 against San Diego on an unbelievable catch, but aside from that, he only had 3 catches for 45 yards. The first week against Oakland, he had a couple of drops, but 5 catches, 63 yards. I had him week 1. I thought he was just going to absolutely blow Oakland off the map, but no. So, yeah, yesterday's game kind of, stuck out big time, aside from the other 2. But, again, like I said, there's going to be a couple more lineups that I don't have with AJ Green than from what I had earlier.
Right.
Guys, I don't want to be the
fantasy. You like any Bengals here?
I don't want to be the turd in the punch bowl, but I'm going away from Andy Dalton this week.
Let me go drink my turd.
Yeah, just call it past experiences with him, but Andy Dalton can crap the bed when least expected, and this matchup looks really good on paper. Everything you guys said, the Kansas City secondary looks really bad. A little bit of that was because they played Aaron Rodgers last week. But I don't know. I'm maybe it's dumb for me. Maybe I'm not going to win any money this week, but I don't got any Dalton in any lineups. I just think it's almost too obvious.
No lineups, all right.
No lineups, but I do kind of like Marvin Jones a little bit. And the same thing about AJ Green you were talking about. He kills the Ravens. Ask any Ravens. I got a lot of friends that are Ravens fans. Though I was watching the game with one last week, and he literally said,
"Bernie, watching with Bernie."
With Bernie, and Bernie, he might be watching right now. And Bernie literally said, "This is going to be like last year. AJ Green's about to catch a long touchdown." I'm not even kidding. 10 seconds later, he caught that long touchdown. Yeah. So a little bit of that is.
Bernie knows his fantasy shit, man. Bernie on the show. Bernie, B. Lipscomb is the guy that I've been talking to a little bit to do my soundboards and sound quality. Guy's just super talented at anything he does.
Yeah, very talented.
He learns how do I say this? How do I articulate? He can become an expert at becoming an expert.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's pretty he's just a phenomenal dude, man. He's a great talent. I'd like to definitely get him on the show. Just talk some jive, make people laugh and shit, man.
Some jive.
You know, it's funny. You're talking about Bernie's like, oh, he said it, and then like 10 seconds later, you never hear the ones that anyone gets wrong, and there's a lot more of them. You know, it's like he said AJ Green was gonna catch this long pass, and then they like ran a screen to Gio Bernard.
Right.
You know, like nobody ever hears about those.
Well, I mean, people love to call us out on our stuff. Hey, I thought you said you were gonna do this. I thought, hey, look, man, I gave you 10 picks. I got 9 of them right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what? A couple years ago, I'll do this quick, but I used to do a column with the NFL lines, and like I'd throw like a score in there at the bottom. So in 1 week, I got 2 games like the score like dead on. I hit them, and I went like 4 for 5 for the week. But I don't know if you remember, it was like an Eagles-Bears game on a Sunday night, and the Eagles just absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah.
I picked the Bears. So I'm like, oh my God, I picked 2 games right, and then like I got the flood of my friends coming in. Yeah, but you missed that, Eagles Bears. I'm like, dude, I picked 2 games with the exact score. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Can I get some love, please? Jesus.
Oh my God. And I gotta say this too. I got friends that watch the show, and they're like, oh man, I've seen it. Like I'm definitely gonna get on the DraftKings. And then I ask them during the week, like, hey, did you sign up? No, man. Like I had to take dog to the vet. Quit stalling and get in that shit, all right? This stuff is amazing.
Want to win money.
This stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Now that we're done talking about my friend's stupid dogs and stuff, all right, Oakland, Chicago, Raiders, 3-point favorites. Both the favorites for the first time in 27 games. Welcome back to the winner's circle, Oakland. 44 is the total in this one. Now, I think a lot of people I see here earlier in the week, 91% of the bets were with the Raiders, kind of evened out a little bit, about 2/3 on the Raiders. Now, I love Chicago in this game. I think they're going to win this one outright. Two plays from the Bears. I love Matt Forte and Martellus Bennett in this one. I think these are just unbelievable plays. But anybody else want to set anything up here? I know Oakland's going to have a lot of fantasy value today too, but let's start with the Bears.
For sure. I think I like Forte and I like I like Bennett, but Chris and I were talking a little bit over the week. I just think that these guys are going to be super highly owned, tremendous highly owned, whatever the words. Yeah. Anyway,
super terrific, happy fun.
Tremendously highly owned. I think
Derek Carr, he loves to praise God, and it's Sunday. His Oakland are 3-point favorites. I think Derek Carr is a great steal. He's priced very low, 7,000 on FanDuel. Got to get this guy in your lineup, especially with the counterpart in the backfield, Latavius Murray. This dude is going to have a field day against the Chicago Bears. Chris, you want to add on that?
Yeah, I like I like both the backs in this game, just like you said. I like Murray a lot. I like Forte a lot. I think Forte is a real solid cash play. I mean, that's just like stealing money. I think he's gonna, especially if Cutler plays. I mean, he's gonna get so many catches. Derek Carr,
Clausen's gonna get the start. So
is Clausen getting the start? I mean, I don't know. I do definitely go with what Al said about running to the smell. I watched earlier in the week. I mean, Raiders are favored on the road. That's not right, man. I get it. They're good, man.
Raiders are coming back.
I'm a Chargers fan. I'm always gonna cut the Raiders down a little more, but I mean, I'm dreading it. They're gonna be good again, and Chargers are gonna suck, and I'm gonna hate my life again. So I mean, it's gonna be just like the '90s all over again. But I mean,
Rivers talking trash to people in the stands. That's always a plus.
Yeah, I mean, as long as we got that. I mean, if they move to LA next year, I won't have this stuff on next year anyways, though. So.
Hey, the only reason I got my
Amari Cooper.
I love Amari Cooper. I mean, he's already.
I think he's good.
There as a top 15
have a great
receiver.
Breakout season this year, especially a huge game this week against the Chicago Bears. Al, what do you think?
No, not today. Not today. I'm gonna make a pivot off of that. I like Michael Crabtree today.
Yes,
I've seen that.
Gonna be a little under-owned there. Let's get a little price check on 4,600. He's been having some pretty nice games here early on. But
He's
yeah,
been targeted in the red zone a lot too.
Whoa! I just said that Clausen is starting. I just got a tweet in from Justin Hawley at Just in Time for the Wagner Wire. Breaking news: Cutler is starting.
Breaking news. Whoa!
He's in. Wait, Cutler's in?
It just broke.
Give me all the Matt. I like Matt Forte more than Latavius Murray now, if that's the case, because we talked about that earlier in the week too. Forte, that's all Cutler does is dump down to
This
Forte.
is money in my hands right now.
So you heard it there. Go to this guy. Go to Just in Time on Twitter. This guy has all the updates for injury reports.
Oh my God!
Tweet at him.
Go
get this. He will tell you everything that you need to know.
All
Follow
right,
Just in Time.
So here's the deal now with that late breaking news. Forte, I love Martellus Bennett. Now, do we move off of Bennett if we like Forte so much?
I don't know. I think this just increases Bennett's owned value.
I think it does too.
Yeah, he's going to be incredibly owned now. We're looking at him maybe in the 40 percentile. It's going to get bumped up maybe to 50 percentile, I think.
What do we think about Jeffrey?
Lowly priced. He's one of the only targets there besides Alshon Jeffrey. I mean, sure, you got Matt Forte coming out of the red zone or backfield rather, but look at Cutler. He loves the check down. His first read is always his tight end now. You know what I mean? It's not even outside wide receivers. His first read is now Martellus Bennett.
His first read is Forte. But Sweet, back to you with Jeffrey.
What do you guys think about him?
A little banged up, right? Is he going today?
Yeah. I think he is.
All right, I mean...
That's hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, he's an elite receiver. I got no problem with that. I'm going to go with other elite wide receivers, but Forte is definitely in the lineups for me today, especially with Jay Cutler back now. So, and a hobbled Jay Cutler too. So that's like he'll get like 30 targets today.
You know, what amazes me is that the line stayed the same. Oakland didn't get a bigger advantage because Cutler got into the game. That's just.
It could switch up here.
Jeffrey is out.
He's out? Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
My bad.
But
they got Jeffrey still in here as starting on RotoWire.
Absolutely love Forte. He could be the highest running back point total today, Matt Forte.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, I get with Oakland, too. We brought up Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree, both definitely in play. Latavius Murray's a great play. I think Wags, remember we were talking about earlier in the week where you could have that lineup where you have Latavius Murray and Matt Forte. I think definitely now that could be one of the more solid plays of the week.
Yeah, well, with the update news, yeah, I see it. I think Jay Cutler throws more interceptions than Clausen.
And remember my Latavius Murray first drive touchdown.
Yeah, you called it. You did say it.
It's happening today. All right. Other games on the slate. I guess we're completely avoiding Philly, Washington with all the wind that we're going to have there today.
Yeah, it's 15 mile per hour? I think that's what they're saying. What's the rain looking like there? Are they going to get torrential downpours? Chris, what's the clouds looking like outside the window?
I'm looking out the window right now. It's cloudy. It's been kind of drizzly, but it doesn't really look like any rain's coming down. I heard there might be sunshine today. I don't believe that for a second. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. But
I'm not taking any wide receivers or quarterbacks in this.
I'll tell you one guy, just as a GPP throw-in, is Matt Jones, just because he's a guy who could do it any week. You just don't know what week it's going to be, especially if they're not throwing the ball.
With him putting the ball on the turf, do you think Gruden sits him more or favors goes back to favoring Alfred Morris at all?
I mean, I think you got to go with the talent. If he does it again, maybe, but he's looked like a more explosive runner. He's just a different.
He's definitely got the speed. He's got more.
He's more of a Jay Gruden type back, I believe.
Right. He's the Bernard. He's the Giovanni Bernard.
Right, and I mean, you can't take anything away from Alfred Morris. The guy is a good, solid NFL running back.
He's a hard runner.
I mean, really, either of those guys could be a GPP guy today. Especially, I mean, Kirk Cousins with the win. Come on now, you can't be doing too much of that.
I think both of these teams are pretty good against the run. I actually, for defense, I don't mind the Washington defense as a sleeper today. Their D-line far superior to the Eagles' O-line right now, so
Right.
that could get ugly. I would not mind that, especially with the wind going around. Bradford, not the strongest arm in the world. The Redskins, I believe, where are they here on defense? They're way down. 2,600 on DraftKings, so
Yeah.
that's not a bad play at all. I'm starting to. Broncos were my favorite D this week, but I don't know. We could get crazy here.
How are you guys looking in your Survivor leagues? You guys still in them?
Yeah, I have Denver. Well, the second round because after week 2, there were only 3 people left, so they started a new one. But yeah, I got Denver this week.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't get any Survivor leagues this year, but I'm sure I'd be out by now.
We did a half-ass makeshift one for our DFS Big 3 thing. And I think all of us were eliminated after week.
Yeah. Well, I was an a-hole and I picked the Bucks. I was like,
Jacksonville Jaguars to try and shock the world.
Yeah, I tried to do a new formula this year where I didn't take the obvious favorite like early. I was like, you know what, and then I'll try to save him for later. And no, that didn't work. And so if I would have stayed in for 2 weeks, I would have won a shit ton of money. But no. All right, so yeah, I do like the Matt Jones, Alfred Morris type deal on that play, or from this game. Again, you don't know who it's going to be. So
Just a GPP dart.
Yeah, I think we have better options, but again, it's kind of like the Matt Hasselbeck type thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Other games on the docket that are interesting. Green Bay, San Francisco has some nice stuff here. Hey, look what the lines come down to. I've been advocating for San Francisco all week. The weekly pick 'em pool I have San Francisco at +10 in this one, but in real life, current day, Green Bay Packers only favored by 7 now.
Yeah, what was that originally? 14?
9. Yeah, it was 9 kind of like at the beginning of the week. The pool, like I said, I have them at 10, but coming down to 7 now, so I think people they must have been listening to the Big 3 show on Wednesday.
I know I was.
I guess my top play from this one has to be Randall Cobb, just on the PPR level. I don't think it matters if Green Bay wins, loses, keeps us close. It's a blowout.
Right.
Randall Cobb's going to be in the mix regardless, getting his catches in there.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cobb is always he's Aaron Rodgers' #1 target right now. Well, that's actually Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't matter who's your #1 target. He's going to hit whoever's open. He's that good of a quarterback. But definitely Randall Cobb. He likes to move across from the middle of the field, going left to right, right to left. He gets open. He gets he bypasses that traffic. People lose him. He gets open. It's a boom, quick hitter to Randall Cobb. What do you guys think about James Jones in this game? He's called a touchdown in every week.
I like James Jones in this game.
For me, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he's been so damn good. It's time for him to not be so damn good. So
He just seems that he's going to catch the ball if it's thrown to him, even if he's covered. I mean, it's ridiculous. He shouldn't be. He got cut by the Raiders. He got cut by the Giants,
I don't know. I'm not understanding why he gets cut. I mean, all the guy has done this year is call touchdowns from Aaron Rodgers.
That's all he's really ever done.
Do you think it's because they have chemistry, or?
Oh, I think so.
Well, I mean, obviously that's one of the main reasons. But I mean, is that the reason why he's being picked up with the Green Bay and dropped from?
It has to be
dropped from Oakland and New York. He can't be that bad to where he can't run any other offenses out there except for Green Bay.
I mean, there's you just have a rapport with a guy like that. Like, I don't know if you guys watched the Chargers and Seahawks game last year when Phillip Rivers hooked up with Gates on 3 touchdowns.
Right.
And their throws were like Rivers is throwing the ball where he knows Antonio Gates is the only one catching the ball. Antonio Gates is slow now. He's not like he used to be. You have guys that know each other so well, and Rodgers and Jones are definitely feeling that right now. I mean, like I said, he's not getting separation. He's getting targeted.
They've been together like 6 years or something like that.
I mean,
he just likes to put his hands on Aaron Rodgers' balls. That's all.
Pretty much.
He grabs them nice and tight.
Tight like a tiger. That's for sure.
Oh boy, again, getting off track. All right, other plays. Carlos Hyde. I don't mind him in this one. He had that amazing game. Week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings, and you know what? I could see maybe half of that. I think he does get in the end zone today. We do have an over/under of 48 in this game, so points are going to be coming. Also, if we're going to get really crazy, I don't even mind Colin Kaepernick in this one.
Really?
I was just going to say, I was going to ask you guys a question.
Yep.
If you could get a guy who's averaged 401 yards of total offense in 3 meetings against a team, would you be interested in that? Because that's Colin Kaepernick.
Boy, I sure would, yeah.
Kaepernick, then I'm afraid he's going to shit the bed.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he's been shitting the bed all year. I understand that, but I just call this a hunch. This is my hunch of the day. This is my start of the day. This is my millionaire maker quarterback. I'm doing the stack with Colin Kaepernick and Anquan Boldin. I don't know if you guys remember 2 years ago, week 1, Kaepernick had 400 yards passing, and I think Anquan Boldin had 200 yards receiving. So
Man, I'm nervous.
I'm not saying you're going to get that today. I'm just saying there's a history here. Kaepernick, as bad as he is, really likes to run against the Green Bay Packers, and there's something. I think he sees Aaron Rodgers over there, and I think he's like, I'm on that level. I'm going to show up today.
All right, yeah, I see that. But here's what I see in this game this year. Clay Matthews is the inside linebacker. I see a lot of spying going on with Kaepernick, especially coming from Matthews. And then, just like we saw last week, as soon as long throwing downs, you're going to get Matthews moved out to the outside of, so he can rush the passer. Pepper's coming from the other side. That's what I would do strategically. I look for Kaepernick to be contained somewhat. I look for the Packers actually to be a steal with the defense, despite how high the over/under is in this game. I think the Packers are a decent pick for a steal, or not a steal, but for a defense that can get you some points. I'm calling a defensive touchdown based off of Colin Kaepernick's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my name
was serving him up last week.
I had him in week 2. They screwed me, and then I didn't have him in week 3 when I should have had him. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing with the Packers defense, all right? They're playing Clay Matthews like LeBeau played Troy Polamalu. He's the star play, right? He can go anywhere. They move him all over the defense to be dynamic and confuse quarterbacks, right? Well, with that comes a lack of undiscipline, and I think it's hit or miss with the Green Bay Packers. That you can cause awesome takeaways, or you can give up a lot of points. So it's a risk.
Oh my God, yeah, it's a risk. I do have Green Bay's defense in my season long today. Scooped them up off the waiver wire for this game in particular. But my other option is St. Louis at Arizona. I think that's a division game that could be close. The two of them get pretty nasty against each other. So I don't know, man. I really do like that Kaepernick to Bolden thing. I was kind of thinking about Carlos Hyde. That could be a good play too. But, the fact that, here's the thing for the NFL is that 4 points for a touchdown, well, Kaepernick can rush it in there and get you some extra points as well. We do get the 6 for the rushing. So if he goes off like he usually does against Green Bay, this could make for an unbelievable contrarian play.
He does, and there's some bad blood between Matthews and Kaepernick too. I don't know if you guys remember that. I mean, last year, Matthews was talking some smack about Kaepernick and, gave the guy a late hit. So,
and then Kaepernick got upset that he wasn't in Pitch Perfect too, and Matthews was.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I look for. That's how it's gonna get done today. Kaepernick's like, yeah, you're not gonna put me in Pitch Perfect too. Well, I'm gonna rush for 3 touchdowns and 200 yards today.
So we're saying everything that's happening in this game is coming out of spite.
Yeah.
For Pitch Perfect too, yes.
Right. Hey, I love
Colin Kaepernick 3-0 against the Packers. Just remember that.
You called it, but it's a different Green Bay defense.
Oh, yeah. It's a different San Francisco team as well.
Indeed. All right, I have no more games that I want to target. There are a couple plays out there that are interesting. I think the late night game tonight, Dallas at New Orleans. Drew Brees is supposed to be back. That could be a very interesting play. I think New Orleans is going to come out firing on all cylinders. Huge, what's the word?
God, I hate this when I never have a word association. It's got a huge payoff, so to speak. I mean, if Dallas loses, Christ, here we go. Dallas is starting to go down the rabbit hole and letting New York and Philadelphia catch up into this NFC least defense, or NFC least division rather. I really believe that this is the time that the NFC can get creative again and get fun to watch, especially with Tony Romo and Des Bryant out for a while. This is the time for the NFC least to come back and make this the division that we loved back when we were kids, and it makes it more exciting. I don't see how Brandon Weeden is going to get the ball to Terrence Williams. I look for another Joseph Randle day. He's in my lineup for I'm drinking the Kool-Aid down here in Austin, Texas. Everybody's all about Joseph Randle now. He's the next, coming of Christ, so to speak. So I'm drinking the water. I'm the Kool-Aid, the punch, whatever you want. Definitely, there's no turd in this punch, Chris, because I'm taking Joseph Randle for sure in this game.
How about some Mark Ingram?
Mark Ingram.
Decent play. I mean, look, if Breeze is in, not going to be 100%. Ingram. I mean, Atlanta and freaking Devontae Freeman went nuts against him last week. Mark Ingram, $6,000 on DraftKings, not a terrible price at all. The guy catches balls out of the backfield, especially if Drew Brees' arm isn't up to snuff. I could see a lot of catches coming from Ingram tonight.
Does the offense go through? Is the offense going through Mark Ingram? I mean, just in your past 2 weeks of watching, would you say that even though it's still Brees' offense, or right. Peyton's offense rather, Sean Payton's offense, would you still say that Brees is doing most of his checkdowns and hitting Ingram through or making him a vital part of the offense?
Yeah, I still think that he's got a pretty good piece of the offense, and especially they've been down in pretty much every single game this season. Except against Carolina, they had a nice little lead there. But he's got 16 catches in 3 games thus far, so that's not a bad thing. The carries with combined with the yards, that's not great, but New Orleans offensive line isn't that great either. Going up, they're in a desperate position tonight to win, and I think that's going to go more through Ingram than it is with Brees. I think everybody else is going to be fired up to have Brees back in that lineup, but Ingram's probably going to be the guy that gets everything going for the Saints tonight.
Well, he needs to, because this is the last week, I think, without Greg Hardy. So after this, the Dallas defense is definitely going to get some upgrades.
Greg Hardy doesn't do anything for me.
He
should even be playing.
I agree. But the guy's a phenomenal talent on the defensive line, and especially if Ellis gets healthy again, their rookie. I think Dallas can tear it up, man. And they're definitely going to put some whooping on some teams when they get back to full health for full strength.
My Millionaire Maker lineup is going to be fun. That's all I'm going to say. All right.
Good stuff Sunday morning.
Or it could be shitty. I guess we can just talk about the Monday night game for a little bit, since we won't get a chance to tomorrow. Detroit and Seattle. Seattle should blow the brakes off Detroit in this one. Detroit's offensive line has been god-awful thus far. George Bell's not playing, so I guess that's a good thing for Detroit. He grades out as one of, if not the worst rusher in the NFL right now. He looks like he's running with a blindfold on, trying to go to the back. Well, luckily he's not in, so as always, Seattle makes for a great play here. Detroit, on the flip side of the ball, I really like Doug Baldwin, late night bat going. We talked about Detroit's struggles going against the tight end position. I think they're going to key a little bit on Jimmy Graham, thus leaving some things open for Doug Baldwin. And especially if Marshawn Lynch is out in this one, they're going to be throwing a lot more than they usually would be running. Doug Baldwin, 4,200 on DraftKings. Put him in.
That's pretty. It's a good little price tag to have for a wide receiver there.
Oh yeah.
Especially going up against this awful defense. Jesus. Well, what about Amir Abdullah? You mentioned about how Joyke Bell is not in the lineup, but this Amir Abdullah, Chris, you wrote about him a little bit in the preseason. This guy's a stud, man.
Oh, yeah, I love Amir Abdullah, and if Joyke Bell is out for a extended period of time, he's going to be a great season-long back for sure. It's always tough to start a running back against Seattle But I mean, he catches the ball as well, and if they're down, he might still be in the game. Although they do like Theo Riddick as well. I don't know. It's going to be hard to play too many guys from this game. I guess if you could get a little shared Thomas Rawls if Lynch is out, or some people think Fred Jackson is going to have a big role in this game.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a little bit.
Yeah, but Baldwin's a good play, and obviously, you know, my sleeper defense again this week is Seattle. So
Sleeper. I don't know how much of a sleeper it is, man, but it's
not a sleeper.
they're going to do good regardless. They're going to get some picks off of Matt Stafford, which brings me to my next question. Do you think Megatron can make his presence known in the secondary of the Seattle Seahawks?
It'd be a real contrarian play. I mean, no one's expecting it. I don't know if he's just not getting the targets or if he's lost a step. So I mean, if you want to throw him in a GPP, I mean, it's kind of expensive though to throw him in a GPP. That's the only thing.
Yeah, he's priced up there. I stay away from him. Normally, Calvin Johnson, Megatron's one of my guys, my go-to guys. I don't think anybody can cover him except maybe Chancellor and the rest of these, the Seattle Legion of Boom.
I have 0 Calvin Johnson. I have 0 Detroit Lions. I have 0 faith in them on Monday night. The 4-for-4 pick'em pool, we got to do a Monday night total as the tiebreaker, and I have it at 38. And I picked Seattle in this one, so I think we know, where my thinking lies. I think it's just going to be ugly. It's going to be a bloodbath. And Seattle in these primetime games at home, they show up consistently. I have no, and especially the fact that they're 1-2, they're going to come out flying on all cylinders. Detroit and Chicago looking like they're going to have top 5 picks this year. They're in the NFC North division, so interesting. What interesting. All right, we got to wrap it up. I got some peeps coming down here for noon, so definitely catch us during the week. Subscribe to the Big 3 DFS YouTube channel. Al Walsh, you can follow me at 148@Walsh on Twitter, Instagram, and AshleyMadison.com. What? Wait, what? Where can they find you guys during the week?
Besides Ashley Madison?
Yeah.
That's good. You can find me at www. You can find us rather, both of us writers for the Wagner Wire. www.thewagnerwire.com. Catch me up there. On Twitter at the Wagner Wire. I'm addicted. I have to answer your questions. There's no other way around it. I don't have anything to do in my life but answer to you. So.
And a family too, nothing like that.
That's true. I mean, they're here, but we play fantasy football in the family.
True,
we have a family. We have a family league.
Chris, where are they finding you on Twitter and all
that? Catch me on Twitter at the Chris Sweet. Catch me on the WagnerWire.com. Catch me on FarmersOnly.com.
Oh, good one. Good one.
I try to put up a Thursday night. I try to put up a Thursday night football column every week on the Wagner Wire and my DFS values every Saturday. So look forward to both of those and maybe a bonus column this week. We'll see.
For sure. Hey, and this values pick has been going off on the Wagner Wire. I mean, the DFS Big 3 show that the weekly show that we do, it normally gets the most hits on our site. Came in this week at 173 in one day. That's just on one site. Chris's article, his value picks, normally contests every article on the Wagner Wire. Great.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I mean, I didn't want to give away the secret, but I have been clicking it from 160 different computers each week. So.
Well, there you go. We don't have as many followers as we thought we did.
Just go to a local community college.
All right, guys. Good luck with your Sunday lineups, and tomorrow if you got the late night bats. We are the Big 3 DFS. We will see you Wednesday for the NFL show then. Later.
Peace.